Joining me, please like the video, please subscribe to the channel. So this is a created franchise on MLB The Show. My plan is to play 162 games, no skipped innings, no simulated games, and the actors of the Marvel Cinematic Universe are playing baseball against legends past and present. I think this is game number 108 out of 162. The Avengers have taken the place of the San Diego Padres in the National League West Division. They are a game in front of the Los Angeles Dodgers, fighting for that fighting for that division championship. 2 months of the season left to go. Let's press the button. Tom Holland is leading the National League in batting, as you can see. These are the lineups. Interesting stat, though. The Avengers are 3-6 since the All-Star break. 3-6, so cold out of the gate after the All-Star break. And the starter today is Chris Hemsworth. Chris Hemsworth has lost his last 2 starts, so he's the ace of the staff. Thor Odin's son is the ace. He needs to get back to his winning ways. So live here at Crosley Field, the designated home ballpark of the Avengers, we have some Major League Baseball as the Pittsburgh Pirates visit those same Hollywood Avengers. On the mound for the Avengers, Chris Hemsworth, making his 23rd start. His record is 16-5, leads the ball club in wins. He's the ace of the staff. In the MCU, he plays Thor Odin's son. And leading off for the Pittsburgh Pirates is Ozzie Smith, 290, 1 homer, 22 RBIs. He also has 39 stolen bases. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, Mr. Outlander. You're here in time for first pitch of the ball game, inside ball one. Avengers are 69-38. That is good for first place in the National League West. They have a 1-game lead over the Los Angeles Dodgers in this created franchise. And he pops it up down the left field line, out of play. Count evens, 1 ball, 1 strike. 75 degrees here in Ohio at Crosley Field. Beautiful day for baseball. Swing and a miss at the split finger fastball. Count is 1-2. Swing and a miss. Sinking fastball struck him out. There's 1 away. Chris Hemsworth drops the hammer. Here's the replay. Gotta hydrate. Gotta hydrate. Next up for the Pirates, Monty Irvin. 350, 21 homers, 79 RBIs. I don't know if Monty Irvin is a created ball player or if he is a Hall of Famer that I've never heard of. Pitches outside, ball 1. Regardless, he was the starting left fielder for the National League in the 2020 All-Star game. And he pops it up. Second baseman Tom Holland makes the catch, 2 away. This is Avengers Baseball. I am RC Robbin, the starting lineup for the Pittsburgh Pirates. At shortstop, Ozzie Smith. Monty Irvin is in left. Eddie Matthews at third. First baseman is Freddie Freeman. In right, Dale Murphy. The DH, Ian Happ. Victor Robles is in center. Joey Wendell is at second and batting ninth and catching. Robinson Chirinos. So Eddie Matthews, 323, 21 homers, 72 runs batted in. Steps up with 2 outs here in the top of the first. Inside corner, strike 1. This is Avengers Baseball. I am RC Robbin. Thank you for joining me. Strike 2, 2 quick strikes on Matthews. Swing and a miss, ties him up in knots, strikes him out, and the side is retired. Half inning of baseball played here in Crosley. It is the Pittsburgh Pirates nothing, the Hollywood Avengers coming to bat. So, on the mound, Mike Scott. 10-7, 3.38 earned run average. Mike Scott played for the Houston Astros in the 1980s. He was known for a nasty split finger fastball. Leading off for the Avengers, cut the check. It's Anthony Mackie hitting .317. He has 14 homers and 55 runs batted in. He plays the new Captain America in the MCU. Slider finds the outside corner, strike 1. The Pirates are in second place in the National League Central, 2 games over 500. Count is 0-1 to Mackey. Sam Wilson. Just gets a piece of the fastball. Count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes. Pitch is high. Count is 1-2. Mackey's a switch hitter batting from the left side against the righty Scott. Just gets a piece of the splitter to stay alive. Count remains 1-2. And it is a slow roller to the third baseman. Cross his body, throws him out, and there's 1 away. Starting lineup for the Avengers: Anthony Mackey's at short, Tom Holland's at second, Robert Downey Jr. is at first, the DH, Mark Ruffalo. Behind the plate today is Chris Evans. Dave Bautista's in right, Benedict Cumberbatch is at third, Idris Elba's in left, and batting ninth and playing center field, Don Cheadle. Tom Holland, 370, 14 homers. That 370 leads the National League in hitting. Pitch is low, ball 1. Way out in front of the split finger fastball. Count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. Tom Holland plays Spider-Man in the MCU. Low, 2-1. No score here in the bottom of the first. High and tight. Hitters count 3 balls, 1 strike. On deck is Robert Downey Jr. Here comes the 3-1 pitch. Grounds it to the third baseman. Matthews spears it, fires to first, 2 away. So with 2 down, up steps Iron Man, Robert Downey Jr., hitting .287. He has 15 homers and 63 runs batted in on the season.
Ball 1.
Splitter, it just misses the outside corner. Count is 1 ball and no strikes. Inside corner. Count is 1-1. Side edge. Ground ball through the right side. It is a 2-out single for Tony Stark, and the inning will continue for the Avengers offense. Here's the replay. Between that hole between first and second, diving attempt by Joey Wendell. Next up, the Incredible Hulk, Mark Ruffalo. Mark has 23 homers and 88 runs batted in to lead the Avengers. Fastball, high fastball, called strike 1. Runner leads off first. And he fouls off the splitter. Count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes to Mark Ruffalo. Just gets a piece to stay alive. Count remains no balls and 2 strikes. Avengers versus the Pittsburgh Pirates here in this created franchise. This is the second game of a 3-game set. Oh, swing and a miss, but it bounces away from the catcher. In foul territory, throws to first. He is out. It was almost to strike him out and reach first, but nice play by Chirinos behind the plate at the end of 1. No score. This is Avengers baseball. So we go to the top of the second. Freddie Freeman, the first baseman, steps up to the plate. He's hitting .326. He has 28 homers and 85 RBIs on the season. We have 2 months left to play, so it's an impressive number. Chris Hemsworth deals, and he pulls it foul for strike number 1. So the Pirates won the first game of this 3-game set 7-2. So this is game 2. The Avengers looking to win and tie up the series at 1 game apiece. He reaches out to slap the 2-seam fastball foul. Count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes to Freddie Freeman. Freddie plays for the Atlanta Braves in real life. And he yanks the slinker foul. Count remains 0-2. Just misses inside, 1 ball and 2 strikes. And he pulls it high and deep, but curling, out of play. Swing and a miss, struck him out with the high fastball. There's 1 away. That's strikeout number 3 for Thor Odinson, dropping the hammer. Hemsworth is 16-5. He has lost his last 2 starts since the All-Star break. He was the starter in the All-Star game. Dale Murphy's hitting .249, 13 homers, 53 RBI. Steps up with 1 away here in the top of the 2nd inning. And that's a line drive to right. There is Drax the Destroyer to make the catch for the 2nd out. Dave Bautista patrolling right field for the Avengers. 2 down, up steps the DH Ian Happ. Overall, he's hitting .223. He has 10 homers and 24 RBIs. Swing and a miss at the fastball, 98 on the radar gun. That's strike 1. Again, swing and a miss at the fastball. Can't seem to center that fastball. 2 quick strikes on Ian.
1 ball.
Pitches inside. Did he check it? Yes, he did. Count is 1-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Strikeout number 4. Inning and a half gone by here at Crosley Field. Still no score. So we go to the bottom of the 2nd. Up steps the first Avenger, Chris Evans. Hitting .321. He has 11 homers and 50 RBIs on the season. Switch hitter batting from the left side. Pitch from Scott. Slider finds the outside corner, strike 1. Low, count is 1 ball and 1 strike. Evans plays Steve Rogers in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Outside, 2 balls and 1 strike. Three balls, 1 strike. Hitters count. On deck is Dave Bautista, Drax the Destroyer. Here comes the 3-1 pitch from Mike Scott.
3-2.
Swing and a miss, possibly a ball 4. Count will go full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. And he fouls it off to stay alive. Here comes the 3-2 pitch once again. Pops it upstairs behind home plate. The battle continues. We are in the bottom of the 2nd. And he pulls it foul. Pitch number 9 of this at bat. We are in the bottom of the 2nd, no score. And he walks him, so it's a leadoff walk for Chris Evans. He can do this all day. Next up is Drax the Destroyer, Dave Bautista, hitting .318. He has 12 homers and 56 runs batted in on the season. Drax is from the Guardians of the Galaxy franchise in the MCU. And that's a line drive headed down the right field line, and it will dunk in there for a hit. Rounding 2nd, heading to 3rd is Chris Evans. He will stop at 3rd, and it will be a double for Dave Bautista. And it'll be runners at 2nd and 3rd and nobody out as the Avengers threaten here in the bottom of the 2nd against Mike Scott. Here's the replay as I hydrate. Bang. Next up, the Sorcerer Supreme, Benedict Cumberbatch, playing 3rd base today, giving Black Panther a day off. Takes a high fastball, called a strike. Count is 0-1. Benedict is a part-time player. Plays Doctor Strange in the MCU. And it's a shallow fly ball that might not be deep enough. And it's not. It's not deep enough to get that runner home from 3rd, so there's 1 away. Failed opportunity. Defensive alignment for the Pirates in the outfield from left to right. We have Monty Irvin, Victor Robles, and Dale Murphy. And in the infield, Eddie Matthews, Ozzie Smith, Joey Wendell, Freddie Freeman with Robinson Chirinos behind home plate. So next up is Hemdahl, Idris Elba, 265, 7 homers, 37 RBIs. 2 runners in the scoring position with 1 away here in the bottom of the 2nd. Checks the swing, curveball is low, ball 1. Elba obviously plays Hemdahl in the Thor franchise. Chases the high fastball, swing and a miss. Count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Checks his swing, fastball's inside, 2-1. Three balls, 1 strike. On deck is War Machine Don Cheadle. One more ball and the bases will be loaded. Here comes the 3-1 pitch.
Full count.
All right, got him on the breaking ball. Swing and a miss. Count will go full, 3-2. Scott sets and delivers. And it's a deep drive. That ball is high. It is far. It is in the corner. It's caught in that left field corner. Tagging at third is Chris Evans. He will score. It'll be a sacrifice fly and an RBI for Idris Elba, and the MCU takes an early 1-0 lead. That had a chance to be a 3-run home run down that left field line, but didn't quite make the fence. So next up is Don Cheadle. James Rhodes is hitting .290. He has 10 homers and 53 runs batted in. Runner in scoring position at second, 2 away here in the bottom of the second inning. Here comes the pitch. He's going to need a single to get that run home. And he fouls off the splitter, strike 1. Don Cheadle's not the first man to play James Rhodes in the MCU. That honor goes to Terrence Howard, but he's been War Machine for a while now. Pitch is inside, ball 1, count is 1 ball and 1 strike. He is the only man to play War Machine because it wasn't until Iron Man 2 that James Rhodes became War Machine. And he's late on it, fouls it down the left field line, out of play. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes to Cheadle. Bautista leads off second. Low. Count evens. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner leads off second. 1-0 MCU. Here's the pitch from Scott. And he skies it, slicing out of play. Swing and a miss. He strikes him out. The side is retired, but the MCU pushes a run across the plate on the sacrifice fly. And after 2 innings of baseball here at Crosley, it's the Hollywood Avengers 1, the Pittsburgh Pirates 0. So we go to the top of the third. Up steps the center fielder, Victor Robles. Victor's hitting .237. He has 8 homers and 34 runs batted in. Thor Odinson deals. He tries to bunt his way on, and he lets it go. It's fair ball. That's an infield single for Victor Robles. A perfectly placed bunt base hit to lead off the top of the third. Next up, Joey Wendell hitting a .198 on the season. Ground ball past the reach of first baseman RDJ and into right field. That average will be now above the Mendoza line for Wendell. 2 hits to lead off the top of the third inning. Runners at first and second and nobody out. They are threatening. Next up, Robinson Chirinos, catcher, hitting .240. He has 8 homers and 20 runs batted in. Pitch looked like it was at the knees, but called the ball by the home plate umpire. And he skies it the other way to right. In foul territory, Bautista is there, tagging at second and going to third is the base runner. He will make it. So with 1 out, there will be runners at first and third for the Pittsburgh Pirates. So they can tie this ball game without the benefit of a base hit. Leading off again is Ozzie Smith. He struck out in the first inning. It's his second plate appearance. And he pulls it foul for strike 1. Ozzie's 5 for his last 11, so he's been on a hot streak. And he pops him up. Dr. Strange at third makes the catch 2 away, and he does not get the runner home. So it will remain runners at first and third now with 2 away. Up steps the dangerous Monty Irvin, who popped out in the first. He's 0 for 1, but he's hitting .349 on the season. And he fouls it back, strike 1. Out in front of the sinking fastball, swing and a miss. Count is quickly, no balls, and 2 strikes on Irvin. And it's a hard ground ball to the first baseman who steps on the bag to retire the side. Nice job by Tony Stark at first. After 2.5 innings of baseball, still the Avengers lead 1-0. So we go to the bottom of the third. Leadoff man Anthony Mackie steps up for his second plate appearance. He's 0 for 1 with a ground out. Scott deals. And that's a line drive. It will be in there in front of Monty Irvin for a base hit. It's a leadoff single. Cut the check for Anthony Mackie here in the bottom of the third. He is 1 for 2. Next up, Tom Holland, Spider-Man, who's 0 for 1. Big lead at first. He has base stealing potential. Pitches inside for ball 1. Fastest player on the team. He can fly. Get it? Anthony Mackie can fly anyway. And Holland skies it to right. Easy play for Dale Murphy. He makes the catch 1 away. So Sam Wilson can fly too much? I don't know. Anyway. Next up, Robert Downey Jr., Iron Man. He has a hit in his first at-bat. Mackie leads off first. And he's going. Pitches in there for strike. Throw down is not in time. It's a stolen base. Cut that check for Anthony Mackie. He's in scoring position now for Tony Stark. Not even close. Actually, it was low, so the count is 1 ball and no strikes. Pardon me. And he pulls it out in front of the split finger fastball. Count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike to Tony. Low and outside, 2-1. Mike Scott, I remember him with the Houston Astros in the playoffs against the 1986 Mets. They were in the American League Championships, the National League Championship Series, Mets versus Astros in 1986. And that's a line drive to center. Will it dunk in there? And yes, it will. He had to hold, so he'll stop at third base. It's a single for Tony. First and third and 1 away. Mackie had to hold between second and third because he wasn't sure it was going to hang up there for Victor Robles in center. As I was saying, I remember Mike Scott. Up next is Mark Ruffalo, who struck out in his first at-bat. Mike Scott was the most feared pitcher in the playoffs that year. Up the middle and through. It's an RBI single for the Incredible Hulk. Hulk smash, and the MCU now leads 2-0. That's RBI number 89 on the season for Ruffalo to lead the ball club. And the pitching coach for the Pirates takes that long stroll out to the mound to slow things down for Mike Scott. Maybe discuss strategy for the next batter. Next up, Chris Evans, no official at-bat. He walked in the first. Runners at first and second, 1 out. Breaking ball outside and low, ball 1. So we have runners at first and second, 1 out. Bottom of the third, 2-0 lead for the Avengers. And it's a fly ball to center. Easy play for Victor. Robles makes the catch, 2 away. No advance on the bases. So 2 down. Up steps Dave Bautista, who hit a double in his first at-bat. Mike Scott sets and delivers. Swing and a miss at the fastball, strike 1. Dave was a former professional WWE wrestler. Now he's an actor, obviously. Pitches inside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Swing and a miss out in front of the splitter. Count is 1 ball, 2 strikes on Bautista. Swing and a miss. He struck him out on that nasty split finger fastball. But they get another run on the RBI single by Mark Ruffalo. And after 3 innings of baseball here at Crosley, it's 2-0 Avengers. So we go to the top of the fourth. Up steps Eddie Matthews, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. Eddie Matthews struck out in the first. He leads off against Hemsworth. And it's a deep fly ball the other way to left. Elba is there. 1 pitch, 1 away. Hemsworth is going for win number 17 on the season. As you can see, wins leaders, he's tied with Cy Young for the National League lead in wins, 16. Tom Hiddleston and Chris Pratt are on that list with 12 each. Next up, Freddie Freeman struck out in the first, or second, pardon me, struck out in the second inning. It was his first at bat. Fastball outside corner, strike one. Freddie Freeman is the first baseman for the Atlanta Braves, unless there's been some player movement in 2021 that I'm unaware of. It's possible. Slider inside, count as 1 ball and 1 strike. Hard ground ball passed. It went under the glove of Tony Stark. I don't know if they're going to call that a hit or an error. It's possible. It could, yep. They're giving Robert Downey Jr. first an error on that. They felt like he had enough time to get in front of it. Just kind of went under his glove. So, yep, pulled up the glove too quick. It's funny if Tom Holland almost fielded that and had a chance to throw him out. Nevertheless, runner at first, 1 away here in the top of the fourth. Up steps Dale Murphy, who's 0 for 1. And he fouls it off, strike 1. Slider outside corner. 2 quick strikes on Murphy. Runner leads off first. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. 97-mile-an-hour heater. That is strikeout number 5 for Thor. Dropping the hammer.
Now batting.
So 2 down. Up next, Ian Happ. 0 for 1. One of the strikeouts victims.
Nope.
Splitter low. 1 ball and no strikes to Ian. And he fouls it back upstairs. Count 1 ball and 1 strike. And that ball is high. It is far. And we have ourselves a tie ball game on the 2-run home run by Ian Happ here in the top of the 4th inning. That's home run number 11 on the season. And like I said, the ball game is now tied at 2. Remember to hydrate. Hydrate. Here's the replay. Just a flat slider. Bang. And there's a lot of real estate down that right field line. It's 360 down that line. 366 if I'm not mistaken. He hit that ball 455 feet. Crushed it. So, 2 outs still. Bases empty now. Victor Robles singled in his first at-bat. We have a brand new ball game. So he fouls off the 2-seam fastball, strike 1. Tries to bunt his way on. It is a foul ball for strike 2. And it's a nubber to third. Dr. Strange throws to first in time. Side is retired. But a 2-run home run by Ian Happ ties this ball game at the end of 3.5. Teams are tied at 2. This is Avengers baseball. So we go to the bottom of the 4th. Up steps Benedict Cumberbatch. Benedict is 0 for 1. New life for Mike Scott. Breaking ball outside, ball 1. So the starter at third base is Chadwick Boseman, Black Panther. He's taking a day off today. And it's a bouncer to the mound. Scott Fields fires, got him. 1 away. Pitch speed comparison brought to you by the Outlander Show. Mike Scott is trailing Chris Hemsworth 98-95, but the ball game is tied where it counts. Score is locked at 2. Next up, Idris Elba, sacrifice fly in the 2nd inning. 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th. Base is empty. Pitch is low, ball 1. And that's a hard ground ball up the middle, fielded by Ozzie. Smith throws to first in time, 2 away. For those of you that are not interested in baseball, if you happen to watch this stream today, later on this evening I will be playing Assassin's Creed Valhalla, a very different kind of game. I hope you can tune in. Don Cheadle 2 away, steps up to the plate, he's 0 for 1. Switch hitter batting from the left side. That's a ground ball in the hole. Ozzie fields, throws to first, side retired. 1-2-3 inning for Mike Scott at the end of 4. We have ourselves a tie ball game. This is Avengers Baseball. So we go to the top of the 5th. Up steps Joey Wendell, who, with that single in the 3rd inning, got his average above the Mendoza line at 201. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Joey Wendell plays second base, and I guess they don't have any other options otherwise. I don't know why they would keep him in the lineup with that average. Line drive, but foul. Count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes. Breaks his bat, picked up by Hemsworth. He throws to first, and there's 1 out. Next up, catcher Robinson Chirinos, who's 0 for 1. Pitch from Thor. And that ball is high and deep, but playable in left for Idris, who looked like he lost it there for a moment, but righted himself for the 2nd out. 2 quick outs here in the top of the 5th. Lineup turns over for the Pirates. Ozzie Smith is up there for his 3rd plate appearance. It's 0 for 2. Checks his swing, but in there, strike 1. Ozzie's got 39 stolen bases, which leads the National League in steals. So he's got speed and defense. In there, strike 2. Count is 0-2. Ground ball to his counterpart at short. In the dirt, scooped nicely by Tony. Side is retired after 4.5. Ball game is tied at 2. Don't forget to hydrate. So we go to the bottom of the 5th. Lineup turns over for the Avengers. It is Sam Wilson up. He's 1 for 2 with a single today. Single and a stolen base. And he fouls off the fastball for strike 1. As I was saying, the most feared pitcher in the National League playoffs in 1986 was Mike Scott. And it's a line drive the other way. Monty makes the over-the-shoulder catch for the 1st out. I remember as a kid watching that 1986 series, and Mike Scott was scheduled to pitch Game 7 of the 1986 NLCS, and the Mets were doing everything that they could in extra innings to win Game 6, because they believed that if they had to play against Mike Scott in Game 7, that they were going to lose and never make it to the World Series. And if you remember, they win Game 6 in the NLCS, the New York Mets do, and then they end up beating the Boston Red Sox in the World Series. So who knows what would have happened. Swing and a miss. Tommy Holland, a.k.a. Spider-Man, is down 0-2 on the count. 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. 2-2 ball game. Down and inside. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Spider-Man, Spider-Man. Swing and a miss. Splitter gets him. 2 away. Hard to lay off that splitter. That's strikeout number 4 for Scott. Next up is Robert Downey Jr. He's got 2 singles today. He's 2 for 2. Here comes the pitch. And that one is a hard ground ball, but right at Wendell at second. Throws to first, and it's an easy 1-2-3 inning for Scott. 5 innings of baseball. Game is tied at 2. Thank you for watching. I am RC Robbin. Please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. Subscribe. So we go to the top of the 6th. Monty Irvin steps up. He is 0 for 2. And he pulls the fastball down the left field line. Foul. Strike 1. Just gets a piece of the sinking fastball. Count is quickly. No balls and 2 strikes. Oh, and he pulls the splitter foul. Count remains no balls and 2 strikes. Ground ball, base hit through the right side. It's a leadoff single for Monty Irvin, and he is now 1 for 3. Next up, Eddie Matthews. He's 0 for 2. Here comes the pitch. And that's a hard ground ball. 4, 6, 3, double play. And just like that, there are 2 quick outs here in the top of the 6th inning. Nice defensive alignment. Are they going to give us a replay? No, they're not. Surprising. 2 outs, bases empty. Up steps Freddie Freeman, who is 0 for 2. He did reach on an error in E3. Ground ball into the teeth of the shift from short right field. Holland throws to first in time, and the side is retired. So, 5.5. We still have a tie ball game. This ball game is tied at 2. So we go to the bottom of the 6th. Up steps Mark Ruffalo, who's 1 for 2. He has an RBI single today. He leads the team in homers and RBIs. Checks his swing, ball 1. That time he swung too far. Broke the wrists, called a strike. Count evens 1 ball and 1 strike. Backs him off the plate with the fastball, 2-1. I wish I could have given Mark Ruffalo green hair. Best I could do was the batting gloves and the glasses. Checks his swing, splitter is low. Count goes 3 balls and 1 strike. Hitters count. Here it comes. Let's see what happens. That's a deep drive. Back goes Monty. It's going to be off the big scoreboard. He's going to make it to second. Anywhere else, that would have been a home run and a 3-2 lead. But here at Crosley with that tall left center field scoreboard, that's double number 26 on the season. Let's see how high up on the scoreboard it hits. Oh, anywhere else, that's a home run. Victim of the home ballpark. Runner at second. Pirates bullpen is active. Up steps Chris Evans. 0 for 1 officially. Pitches in the dirt. Blocked by Chirinos. No advance. Count is 1 ball and no strikes. Evans is 0 for 1 officially. He did walk. Ruffalo leads off second. And that's a ground ball to the right side. Out is recorded at first. Runner moves to third, so it's a productive out by Evans. We'll have a runner at third with less than 2 outs now, a chance to take the lead if Dave Bautista can get the job done. Dave is 1 for 2 with a double today. Got to get that run home from third base, less than 2 outs. Let's see what happens. Swing and a miss at the splitter. Strike 1. Dave is hitting .330 with runners in scoring position this season. Just gets a piece of that splitter. And it's 2 quick strikes now on Bautista. Scott has him right where he wants him. Runner leads off third, 1 down. Inside breaking ball, count as 1 ball, 2 strikes. Inside again, count evens, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Game is tied at 2. Runner leads off third. Here comes the pitch from Scott. Called strike 3, thought the pitch was high, doesn't like the call. That's Mike Scott's 5th strikeout. Let's see where that was. That pitch looks high, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, anything's possible, but called strike 3, there are 2 away. So now with 2 outs, Cumberbatch is 0 for 2. He's got to get a hit to get that run home. See if he can do it. High ball 1. And that is a bloop. Will it dunk in there? No, it will not. It's run down by Victor Robles to retire the side. So, the end is 6. This ball game is tied at 2. This is Avengers baseball. So we go to the top of the 7th. Up steps Dale Murphy, who's 0 for 2. Chris Hemsworth still on the mound. 16-5. Late on the fastball, slices out of play, strike 1. Going for win number 17.
Ball, that's out.
Sinking fastball misses outside. Count is 1 ball and 1 strike.
That's ball 2.
Looked like a strike, called a ball by the home plate umpire. The count is 2-0. Check that, 2-1. And late on the breaking ball, count is 2-2. And he slices it down the right field line, foul.
That ball's foul.
This is Avengers baseball, where the actors from the Marvel Cinematic Universe play Major League Baseball. I am RC Robbin. Thank you for joining me. Please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. And it's a slow bouncer. Charging is Holland. Fields fires. Got him. 1 away. More like Fields lobs, but whatever. You know, you get the drift. One down. Up steps Ian Happ, who's responsible for the Pittsburgh runs today. He had a 2-run home run in his last at-bat. He is 1 for 2. And he fouls it upstairs behind home plate for strike 1. Misses inside with the breaking ball. Count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. Fouls it upstairs. Count is 1-2. Hemsworth is good with the pitch count. In the dirt, count evens 2-2. 2-2 ball game here in the top of the 7th. 1 out, bases empty. Here comes the pitch from Thor Odinson. High, full count, 3-2. On deck is the center fielder Victor Robles. Swing and a miss, he struck him out 2 away. That's strikeout number 6 for Thor Odinson. Dropping the hammer. Here's the replay. Don't forget to hydrate. So 2 away, bases empty. Up steps Robles. 1 for 2 with a single today. Inside fastball, 2-seam action. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. Chases a slider out of the zone. Count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes on Victor. Fouls it up the first base line into the on-field bullpen, which is a health hazard. Pops it up behind home plate, out of play. Count remains no balls and 2 strikes on Robles. Swing and a miss, strikeout number 7. And the side is retired. Get up and stretch, ladies and gentlemen. It is time for the 7th inning stretch. This ball game is tied at 2. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I ever get back. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Up steps Idris Elba, who has a sacrifice fly today.
The left fielder, number 63.
Ball, that's low.
Just low. Count is 1-0. Trying for that outside corner and missed.
Nope.
Split finger fastball misses. 2 balls and no strikes to Hemdahl. And he swings at the 2-0 pitch and skies it to center. Easy play for Robles, makes the catch 1 away. So Mike Scott won last week in this matchup, defeating Chris Hemsworth. He's pitching into the 7th, giving up 2 runs. He's tied 2-2. Up next, Don Cheadle, hitting from the left side. So Mike Scott is doing what he does. Oh, that's a line drive, but right at Dale Murphy in right. Hit it right on the nose, but right at the right fielder for out number 2. You can't hit it any harder than that. He barely had to move. Next up, Anthony Mackie. It's 1 for 3 with a single. He does have a stolen base today. Late on the fastball, strike 1. And that's a line drive again right at Dale Murphy. Makes the catch. 1-2-3 inning for Scott. The end of 7. We still have a tie ball game. This ball game is tied at 2. Top of the 8th, leading off is Joey Wendell, 1 for 2 with a single today. Hemsworth is out there for the top of the 8th. And he skies it to left, slicing out of play, strike 1. Hemsworth's only thrown 73 pitches, so even though it's the 8th inning, he has a little bit left. Past the diving attempt by Dr. Strange and into left field. It is a leadoff single for Joey Wendell. Wendell's got 2 hits. Must be his birthday. Next up, Robinson Chirinos, 0 for 2, 2 flyouts. Fouls it off at the plate, strike 1. Pulls the sinking fastball down the left field line. 2 quick strikes on Robinson Chirinos. Just misses with the breaking ball. Attendance 27,030 here at Crosley Field. Crosley Field is a minor league ballpark, so that's a sellout. Runner leads off first. Bounces it. Charging. Could not get the double play. There's 1 away. There was a chance for the pitcher off the mound to possibly grab the ball, but he seemed distracted somewhat. Maybe he was falling off the mound the wrong way. Nonetheless, they get the safe out at first. It'll be runner in scoring position, though, at second with 1 away for Ozzie Smith. He's 0 for 3 today. Swing and a miss, strike 1, 97 on the radar gun. Ozzie's hitting only at 144 with runners in scoring position this season. $144. And that's a bunt. He'll take it himself over to first. It was a foot race. A little closer than we all expected. Ozzie burning it up that line, first base line. So 2 outs, runner at third for Monty Irvin, who's 1 for 3. It's a 2-2 ball game. That is the go-ahead run at third base, 90 feet away. Here's the pitch from Hemsworth. Swing and a miss at the fastball, strike 1. Monty's hitting .323 with runners in scoring position, so he is good in these situations. Strike 2, outside corner. And he jams him, foul. Count remains no balls and 2 strikes. Just gets a piece of the sinker. Stay alive. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Side retired. 8 innings, 2 earned runs for Odinson. We go to the bottom of the 8th. This ball game is tied at 2. Dropping the thunder. So, no more Mike Scott. In comes Mike Fiers. His 16th appearance out of the bullpen. His record is 2-0. He has a 2.25 earned run average. He has been effective. He faces the leading hitter in the National League, Tom Holland. Tom's 0 for 7 in this series, though, so far. 0 for 3 today. Uncharacteristic. But that may just end. No, hangs up there for Monty. 1 pitch, and there's 1 out. Here's the line from Mike Scott. 7 innings, 6 hits, 2 earned runs, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts. We're giving updates of your game. Outstanding Mr. Outlander. Outlander, if I'm not mistaken, is probably playing a franchise in NHL 22. I suggest you guys go check it out. Next up is Robert Downey Jr. Pitches inside, ball 1. So those of you that are interested in ice hockey, I suggest you check out the Outlander stream. And he pulls it foul. Yup. What you got to let us know what the score of your hockey game is, so the fans of baseball can cross platform. Pitch is low. In the bullpen, 2 right-handers warming up. Hunter Wood and Scott Barlow getting loose. Count is 2 balls and 1 strike to RDJ. And that's a deep drive to right, but playable for Murphy. And there's 2 away. So this ball game is tied at 2 here in the bottom of the 8th. This is the second game of a 3-game set between these 2 ball clubs. The Pirates won the first game 7-2. The Avengers are trying to even up the series. As you can see, Chris Hemsworth certainly won this matchup because they were unearned runs, but he'll still get a no decision. unless the Avengers can come through with a run here. Mark Ruffalo is 2 for 3. He has an RBI today. 2 outs, bases empty. And he's late on the fastball, strike 1. Mark Ruffalo is not the first man to play the Hulk. He probably won't be the last, but I like him the best. Again, he's late on the fastball. The count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes on Mark. And he went too far, struck him out swinging. Side is retired. We go to the bottom of the 8th. No, check that. We go to the top of the 9th. Mike fires. 1-2-3 inning for the 8th. This ball game is tied at 2. Okay, so Hemsworth is going to pitch the 9th, but we're going to go to the manager's office and the bullpen, and we're going to get some guys warming up. We're going to get Josh Brolin warming up and Stan Lee warming up, just in case. Eddie Matthews leads off here in the top of the 9th. He's 0 for 3. Here comes the pitch from Thor Odinson. Fouls it upstairs behind home plate for strike 1. Sinking fastball is low. Count 1 ball and 1 strike. And he fouls off the sinker. Count is 1-2. And that's a bloop base hit to center. It is a leadoff single for Eddie Matthews, his first of the game. Big turn at first, but he will hold. And the Pittsburgh Pirates have the leadoff man on. That's the go-ahead run at first. Here's the replay. Nasty pitch down and in, and Eddie Matthews just golfs it into center in front of War Machine. So next up is Freddie Freeman. We're going to have the manager send the pitching coach to talk to Thor Odinson, ask him how he feels. Thor says, I can get him. Thor thinks that he's the strongest Avenger. He'll never admit to being tired, so he's not coming out. Fastball in there, strike 1. I'm the strongest Avenger. Eddie Matthews, Eddie, check that. Freddie Freeman is 0 for 3. Pitch is high, count is 1 ball and 1 strike. But the manager will keep a very close eye on him going forward. Inside corner, looked like a strike, called the ball by the home plate umpire. The count is 2-1 on Freeman. And he slices it. It is a foul ball. That looked like it hit off of the bag, and the umpire called it a foul ball. I'll take it. Count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes on the hitter. And it is a lazy fly ball to center. There is Don Cheadle. War Machine makes the catch run away. Next up, Dale Murphy, who's 0 for 3, grounded out in his last at-bat. Runner leads off first. Here comes the pitch. In there at the knees, strike 1. Strike 2, outside corner. 2 quick strikes on Murphy. And he pops him up in the infield. Tony Stark calls for it. Downey makes the catch, and there are 2 away here in the 9th. You have to believe, even as well as he's been pitching, that this is the last batter that Hemsworth will face. Ian Happ is 1 for 3. He had a 2-run home run in this ball game. And that's a line drive, base hit down the right field line. It kicks over into the corner. Rounding second and heading to third is the base runner. It's going to be a double. The runner will not score from third. Double number 5 for Ian Happ, his second hit of the ball game. Runners will be at second and third with 2 out. And I think that will be all for Chris Hemsworth. He is responsible for both runners on base, but the manager will go to the bullpen and will bring in Stan the Man Lee, Stan Excelsior, will come in to pitch. So he's pitched in 8 2/3 innings. He's given up no earned runs. Both runs that scored were unearned based on an error. He will hand the ball over to the manager, and in will come Stan Lee, the man who started it all. Stan Lee is 5-2. He has a 2.45 earned run average. And it's his responsibility to get this final out here in the top of the ninth. Robles steps up. And he tries to bunt his way on, pops it up to the pitcher, side retired, and a collective sigh of relief as we go to the bottom of the ninth, tied at 2. Leading off here in the bottom of the ninth, Chris Evans. We have a tie ball game. He's 0 for 2. He has a walk today. Did score a run. Fires is out there for a second inning of work. And he hits a deep drive to right, but again, playable in front of the warning track. Dale Murphy makes the catch. 1 pitch, 1 away. Must have got it in on his hands. Next up, Dave Bautista. Dave is 1 for 6 in this series. 1 for 3 today with a double. Fires, sets, and deals. Swing and a miss at the high fastball. Strike 1. 2-2 ball game here in this matchup at Crosley Field. And he pulls it down the third base line. Fielded by Matthews. Throws across. And there are 2 outs here in the ninth. Next up, Benedict Cumberbatch. Dr. Strange is 0 for 3. And he yanks it down that right field line, but racing over is Murphy to make the catch. Side retired, and we're going to extra innings, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to the 10th. This is Avengers Baseball. So leading off the top of the 10th is Joey Wendell, who's had 2 hits today, despite the fact that he came into this game hitting under 200. Stanley is still out there pitching. He only threw 1 pitch. Screwball inside, ball 1. Swing and a miss at the cut fastball, strike 1. Count as 1 ball and 1 strike. So we are in extra innings, tied at 2. Pitch is high, count is 2-1. The Avengers are trying to tie this series at 1 game apiece. The Pirates are trying to take a commanding 2-0 lead and get the brooms out for tomorrow. And it's a slow bouncer up the first base line, fielded by Stanley, who throws to first, and there is 1 out here in the 10th. The line for Chris Hemsworth, 8 2/3 innings, 7 hits, no earned runs, no walks, 8 strikeouts. He deserves better than a no decision. But he's still 16-5 on the season. So 1 out, up steps Robinson Chirinos, who is 0 for 3. Here comes the pitch from Lee. Screwball in there, strike 1. Checks the swing, 2-seam fastball, finds the inside corner. Count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes. Ground ball up the third base line. Fielded deep in the foul territory, long throw, in time, gorgeous play by Dr. Strange, making the magic happen. Show us a replay of that, guys. Come on, Benedict Cumberbatch deserves a replay. Unacceptable. How dare they not show us a replay of that? That is a Sports Center type play. Deep in foul territory, makes a long throw. Next up with 2 outs is Ozzie Smith, who was 0 for 4 today. Here's the delivery from Stanley.
1-0.
Backs him off the plate, ball 1. And he fouls it upstairs, count evens 1 ball and 1 strike. Ozzie is 0 for 4. We are in the bottom, check that, the top of the 10th. Tries to bunt this way on, it is a foul ball. Count will be 1 ball and 2 strikes. Top of the 10th. Here comes the pitch. Excelsior. And he skies it the other way to left. There is Elba to make the catch to retire the side. So we go to the bottom of the 10th here at Crosley. Ball game is tied at 2. Leading off is Idris Elba. Idris is 0 for 2. He does have a sacrifice fly today. Mike Fires is out there for his 3rd inning of work. Chases a slider, swing and a miss, strike 1. Down and in, ball 2. The Avengers are at home, so if they score a run, it will be a walk-off win. And he grounds it deep in the hole at short, backhanded by Ozzy. Long throw in time, and there's one out.
Now batting.
Next up, Don Cheadle. Don is 0 for 3. His average is dipped to 287 on the season. He's hitting 300 for most of the year.
Ball.
High and outside, ball one.
Count 1-0.
Outside corner, called a strike. Count as 1 ball and 1 strike. Fires is putting it on the edge. And he pops him up. Ozzy is under it. Makes the catch 2 away. So the Avengers, since the All-Star break, have been sputtering out of the gate. They're 3-6 in their first nine games since the All-Star break. They lose today, they'll be 3-7. Anthony Mackie's up with 2 outs.
Ball. That's
Fastball misses outside, ball 1. Mackie's 1 for 4. He has a stolen base. Inside, it hits him. And that is the wrong man you want to hit with 2 outs. Anthony Mackie has an enormous amount of speed on the bases. He can steal a bag, put himself in scoring position. So, next up is Tom Holland. Tom is 0 for 4 today, 0 for 8 in this series so far. Quick throw to first, he's back. 2-2 game, bottom of the 10th. Spider-Man at the plate. The new Captain America at first.
nope. Ball 1.
Inside fastball. Count as 1 ball and no strikes to Tom Holland. Fires thought he had the corner. Home plate umpire says he missed. Just gets a piece of the fastball. Count as 1 ball and 1 strike. So Tom Holland, after hitting 370 in the first half of the season, is finding himself in his first, can we call it a slump, his first slump of the season? 0 for his last 8. Count as 1-1. And he pops it up behind home plate. Strike 2. Count as 1 ball and 2 strikes on Holland. Slider outside. Count evens. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 2-2 ball game in extra innings. Runner leads off first. Here comes the pitch from Mike Fires. Inside, full count, 3-2. The runner will be off with the pitch with 2 outs. So the runner will be in motion. Here comes the payoff pitch from Fires. Called strike 3 on the inside corner. Holland cannot believe the call, but the side nevertheless is retired. We're going to the 11th inning. This ball game is tied at 2. Leading off the top of the 11th, Monty Irvin, 1 for 4 with a single. Stan Lee is still on the mound. He's thrown 12 pitches.
Slow that down.
Breaking ball low, ball 1. Outside corner with the fastball. Count as 1 ball and 1 strike on Irvin. Out in front of the 2-seam fastball, 1-2. Swing and a miss. Swing and a miss. Struck him out on the breaking ball. There's 1 away here in the 11th. Nasty, nasty screwball.
First baseman, Eddie Matthews.
Next up, Eddie Matthews. Eddie is 1 for 4. He has a single in his last at-bat. And that's a deep drive, but right at Idris Elba in left for the 2nd out. Hemdahl barely had to move.
The first baseman, number 5.
So 2 outs, bases empty. Freddie Freeman steps up to the plate. He is 0 for 4. That ball is high, straightaway center field. That ball is gone. That is a 2-out home run here in the top of the 11th inning for Freddie Freeman. Home run number 29 in the season. And the Pittsburgh Pirates on the road have taken a 3-2 lead here in the top of the 11th. And the The crowd just goes silent. Here's the replay. Oh. Bang. Lee knew. He's not happy. Next up, Dale Murphy. 0 for 4 today.
The right fielder, Dale Murphy.
Breaking ball low, ball 1. So it's a 3-2 game here. It will go to the bottom of the 11th as the Avengers are the home team. They get last licks. 2-seam action, inside corner, strike 1 count is 1 ball and 1 strike. The question is, who will they have up? And he pulls it foul. I think it's the middle of the order, if I'm not mistaken. Count is 1-2 to Dale Murphy. And he fouls it off, the cut fastball. Count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes on Murphy. Just misses off the inside part of the plate. Count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Swing and a miss, he struck him out. But the damage has been done. It's last licks for the Avengers. They are down by a run here in extra innings. We go to the bottom of the 11th. Robert Downey Jr. leads off. This is Avengers baseball.
Your attention, please.
So Eric Gagne, the closer, comes in. He is 0-2, but his ERA is 1.97. He has 29 saves in 33 save opportunities. He has blown 4 saves. Will this be blown save number 5? Leading off here in the 11th for the Avengers, Robert Downey Jr. He is 2 for 4. 1 to tie, 2 to win. Let's see what happens. Swings at the first pitch, skies it to shallow right center field. Dale Murphy makes the catch. 1 pitch, 1 away. Next up, Mark Ruffalo, 2 for 4. He had a single, RBI single, and a double today. He leads the team in homers with 23. Be a good time to tie the game with a home run. Ground ball through the right side. They were guarding the first base line. And it's a single for the Avengers, and he's 3 for 5. So they have a base runner. Now, Mark Ruffalo is a slow base runner. Will they pinch run for Ruffalo? And I think they might. I think they might do it. Let's see. See who's on the bench with a lot of speed. Hold on. Let's go to the manager's office and substitutions. And let's look. Mark Ruffalo is the DH. Speed 60, speed 69, speed 79, speed 50. I don't know. You know what? Hold on. Scarlett Johansson. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Speed 90. Maybe we'll take Scarlett Johansson. Are you sure you want to pinch run Scarlett Johansson for Mark Ruffalo? Yes, I do. Scarlett Johansson, Black Widow, takes over at first. 1 out in the first. She has a speed of 90. Up at the plate, Chris Evans. He's 0 for 3 today. He does have a walk and a run scored. And she's off, but there's a pitch out. They throw down, and she's caught stealing. There's 2-way, and the bases are now empty. There's 2 out now. She decides to steal in the first pitch. There's a pitch out. He throws right on the money and throws her out. Chirinos throws a dart to second. So there's 2 outs here in the bottom of the 11th. Bases are now empty for Chris Evans, the first Avenger. He can do this all day. And that's a line drive over the head of the second baseman. It is a 2-out single for Chris Evans. He says, I'm not making the last out of this game. Next up, Dave Bautista. Dave is 1 for 4 with the double. He is the winning run at the plate. Go ahead, run is at first. That ball is high. It is far. That ball is off the wall. Rounding third and heading home is Chris Evans. The throw to the plate will not be. It's a tie ball game, ladies and gentlemen, here in the bottom of the 11th, as Dave Bautista hits a RBI double with 2 outs here in the 11th to tie this ball game at 3. The winning run is now in scoring position for the Avengers here with 2 outs. That's clutch. You can't get anything over Dave Bautista's head. Drax will catch it. Next up is the Sorcerer Supreme, Benedict Cumberbatch, runner in scoring position with 2 outs. Gagne's blown the save. Will he get the loss? But he will not get the loss as the ball is skied to left center field. Robles makes the catch, and we will go to the 12th inning. This ball game is tied at 3. This is Avengers Baseball. So Lee's coming out, manager of bullpen. Josh Brolin is coming in. We're going to put him in the game, but who else? We're going to warm up Jeremy Renner, and we're going to bring Josh Brolin and put him in the game. The man who played Thanos in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Josh Brolin, is 3-0 with a 3.28 earned run average. Pitches from the left-hand side, so Ian Happ turns around as a switch hitter and bats from the right side. Swings at the first pitch, grounds it to Holland, throws to first in time, 1 away. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the top of the 12th. Next up, Victor Robles, 1 for 4 with a single today. Thanos deals, and he grounds it foul up the third baseline, strike 1. Hell of a game. We are in the 12th inning. This ball game is tied at 3. Swing and a miss at the splitter. Count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes. How many innings will it go? Strike 3 called. Robles, have a seat. There are 2 away. Here's the replay. Let's look at the location. I don't know what he was looking for. That's right down the middle. Next up, with 2 down, left-handed hitter Joey Wendell. Joey's 2 for 4. Fastball in there, strike 1. He's hitting only .202 on the season, but he's got 2 hits today. And he fouls off the split-finger fastball. Count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes for Brolin. Pops it upstairs behind home plate, and we'll do it again. Grounded to short, backhanded by Mackey, throws to first, cut the check, side is retired. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Josh Brolin. We will go to the bottom of the 12th here at Crosley Field. Game is tied at 3. Leading off for the Avengers, Idris Elba, who is 0 for 3 today. Gagne's out there for a second inning of work. He's already blown the save. Swing and a miss at the changeup out in front, strike 1. Fouls it back. 2 quick strikes on Elba. Skied to center, playable for Victor Robles. And there is 1 away here in the bottom of the 12th. Next up, Don Cheadle. Don Cheadle is 0 for 7 in this series. 0 for 4 today. So, Hollins is not the only hitless batter in this series. Just gets a piece of the fastball, 95 on the radar gun. Count is 0-1 on Cheadle, War Machine. Ground ball to the second baseman, Wendell Fields. Throws to first, 2 away. 2 outs here in the 12th. Leadoff man is up yet again. Anthony Mackie is 1 for 4 today with a single. Base is empty, 2 outs. Breaking ball is low, ball 1. And that's a line drive headed for the gap, but run down by Murphy in right to retire the side. We go to the 13th inning. Game is tied at 3. This is Avengers Baseball. Stepping up to the plate for the Pirates here in the 13th is Robinson Chirinos, who's 0 for 4. Brolin is still out there pitching. Grounds it to third. Long throw for Doctor Strange in time, one away. One pitch, one away here in the top of the 13th. Next up, Ozzie Smith, switch hitter, turns around and bats from the right side against the lefty Thanos. Ozzie's 0 for 5. Fastball in there, strike one. Just gets a piece of the splitter. Count is 0-2. And he pops it up. There is Spider-Man on the edge of the outfield grass. Holland makes the catch for the second out. 2 outs, bases empty for Monty Irvin, who's 1 for 5 with a single. Looked like a strike, called the ball by the home plate umpire. Count is 1 ball and no strikes. Low, 2-0. In there, strike 1, 2-1. And that's a bloop down the left field line, out of play, strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bases empty. 3-3 ball game here in the top of the 13th inning. That looked like a strike on the inside corner, called the ball by the home plate umpire. Count is full, 3 balls, 2 strikes. On deck is Eddie Matthews. Here comes the pitch from Thanos. And he hits it high and deep, and he just watches it go. It is 4-3 Pirates here in the top of the 13th inning. That is Monty Irvin's 22nd homer of the season. He hits it with 2 outs and 2 strikes. And the Pirates lead by 1. And again, the crowd goes silent. Here's the replay. Oh. Oh, crunch of the bat. So next up, Eddie Matthews, left-handed hitter. 1 for 5 with a single in the 9th. And he swings at the first pitch and skies it the other way. Playable for Elba, makes the catch. So it is now again last licks for the Avengers. They need 1 to tie and 2 to win. We go to the bottom of the 13th. It's 4-3. Pittsburgh leads.
Your attention, please.
So Jake Dykman comes in for the save. Gagne would get the win. He would get the save. He's 3-4 with a 6.23 earned run average. Jake Dykman, not used to save situations. He will face Tom Holland, who is 0 for 9 in this series. Dykman is a left-handed hitter. Here comes the pitch to Tom Holland. Fastball is low and inside, ball 1. Tom Holland represents the tying run at the plate. He is 0 for 5 today, though. And he skies it to right. Deep but playable. And Tom Holland goes 0 for 6 today. That's the first out here in the 13th. Out number 1. Next up, Robert Downey Jr. He's 2 for 5 with 2 singles today. Left-handed hitter against the lefty Dykman. Here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss at the 97-mile-an-hour fastball, strike 1. He looks electric for having an ERA that high. Two quick strikes on Tony Stark. Count is 0-2. Sets and delivers. And he grounds it the other way. Long run for Ozzie. Throws across his body in time. That is a Sports Center-like play right there. And there are 2 outs here in the bottom of the 13th, and the Avengers are down to their final out of the game. Representing that final out of the game, Scarlett Johansson. Hold on a second. Wait a minute. Manager. Wait a minute. Scarlett Johansson stepping up to the plate for her first at-bat of the season. Hold on a second. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hold on. Contact 79, power 68. Contact 79, power 68. Vision 99. Clutch 99. She has speed. Hold on a second. Who do we have that we can bring up that could be better than her? Hold on a sec. Hold on a second. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I can bring up Chadwick Boseman. Sorry, Scarlet. Sorry, Black Widow. Are you sure you want to pinch hit Chadwick Boseman for Scarlett Johansson? Black Panther, the late, great Chadwick Boseman is pinch hitting with 2 outs in the 9th. That's your first at-bat of the season. Chadwick's hitting .336 on the season. He has 13 home runs. Then they almost takes his head off with a 2-out single. And the inning continues with 2 outs. He is the tying run at first base. Let's watch the replay. Line drive right up the middle. Bang! Almost kills Dykeman. Next up, Chris Evans, hitting from the right side against the lefty. Chris is 1 for 4 with a single, hitting .321 on the season. Here comes the pitch. And he fools him with an inside breaking ball. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Count is 0-1 to Evans. He is the first Avenger. Big lead at first. Throw to first, he's back. We are at 2 outs here in the bottom of the 13th inning. Pittsburgh leads by 1, 4-3. Evans represents the winning run and the final out of the game. Out in front of the slider, he is down to this final strike of the game. It is 0-2 on Evans. That ball is high. It is far. That ball is caught at the wall. Side retired. Ball game over. Pirates win in extra innings, 4-3. So it's a marathon, ladies and gentlemen, but the Pirates prevail. They win the first 2 games of this series. They are destined to win this series. They take the brooms out tomorrow to see if they can sweep the Avengers. The Avengers have, after the All-Star break, are now 3-7. They've lost 7 out of 10 games after the All-Star break. The win goes to Eric Gagne, who blew the save but gets the win. And here is the final. In 13 innings, Pittsburgh, 4 runs, 9 hits, no errors. Hollywood Avengers, 3 runs, 10 hits, 1 error. Winning pitcher again is Eric Gagne. Josh Brolin, Thanos, gets the loss. Jake Dykeman gets his first save of the season. And Ian Happ, with that 2-run home run to tie the ball game in the 6th inning, is your player of the game. And that was a painful one, ladies and gentlemen. This has been a presentation of Avengers baseball. I am RC Robbin. I play these games to win these games, but sometimes you lose. But that was a painful one. To lose in 13 innings, I feel like I almost played 2 games and lost them both. Nevertheless, this has been Avengers baseball. The final here at Crosley Field. Pittsburgh Pirates win in 13. They win 4-3. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you, Mr. Outlander, for keeping up with the stream. And I will see you guys a little later on tonight with something a little different. Probably Assassin's Creed Valhalla. If this is in the future when you're watching this much later than this current date, check out my playlist. See if you can find Assassin's Creed Valhalla, because that's what I'm going to be playing later on tonight. Any event, take care of yourself. Have a great night.